Drama and high-stakes legal tension are currently gripping the nation as the former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, finds himself at the center of a developing storm within the walls of Kuje Correctional Center. This isn't just a routine legal matter. It has evolved into a full-blown security saga that has everyone talking about the safety and treatment of high-profile inmates in Nigeria's custodial facilities. The atmosphere at Kuje has been described as incredibly tense, following reports that have sent shockwaves through the political landscape, suggesting that the former chief law officer was targeted in what can only be described as a dramatic confrontation within the prison facility. Sources indicate that a senior officer, specifically the Assistant Controller General of Operations, reportedly led a raid on Malami's VIP cell, creating a scene of absolute chaos and confusion. This isn't something we see every day. A man who once held the keys to the nation's justice system now finding himself on the receiving end of such aggressive internal operations. The situation becomes even more personal and distressing when you consider that Malami isn't in this alone. His son, Abdulaziz Malami, was also reportedly targeted in these maneuvers, adding a layer of family drama and vulnerability to an already volatile situation. For those of you who have been following this case closely, you remember that the former AGF, his wife, Hajia Bashir Asabe, and his son were all remanded in Kuje following their arraignment by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on a 16-count charge involving alleged money laundering to the tune of 8.7 billion naira. While they were recently granted bail in the sum of 500 million naira each by Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court in Abuja, the reality on the ground is far more complicated than a simple court order. If you are finding this update helpful and want to stay ahead of the curve on the biggest stories in Nigeria, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep bringing you the unfiltered truth about what is really happening behind the scenes. The raid on Malami's cell is allegedly linked to a much larger game of cat and mouse between different security agencies. Reports suggest that while Malami has been granted bail, he remains within the Kuje facility because he has yet to perfect those stringent bail conditions. However, there's a growing whisper that the former minister might be intentionally delaying his exit. Why, you might ask? Well, it appears there is a fresh probe by the Department of State Services regarding allegations of firearms and ammunition reportedly found at his residence in Birnin Kebbi. The word on the street is that over 50 DSS operatives have been spotted around the precincts of Kuje, waiting to effect a rearrest the moment he steps out of the prison gates. This has created a bizarre situation where the prison walls might actually be serving as a temporary shield against further detention by other agencies on even more serious charges, including alleged terrorism financing. The alleged raid by a senior officer is being interpreted by some as a tactic to search for items that could further implicate the embattled former minister or to pressure him into leaving the facility. It's a classic Nigerian legal thriller playing out in the most restricted area of the capital city. The former AGF is essentially caught between the EFCC's multi-billion naira fraud case and the DSS's arms-related investigation. As he sits in that cell, the weight of the justice system he once oversaw is pressing down on him from all sides. The reports of his son also being targeted suggest that the authorities are leaving no stone unturned in this investigation, which many have called unprecedented. This entire scenario raises serious questions about the rule of law and the politics of anti-corruption in 2026. We are seeing a clash of titans where the EFCC, the DSS, and the Correctional Service all seem to have a stake in how Malami's case unfolds. The drama escalated so much that there were even reports of a clash between EFCC and prison officers over courtroom control during the bail hearings. It's a messy, high-stakes thriller playing out in real time, and it makes you wonder about the internal politics of these agencies. For the son, Abdulaziz, being caught in the middle of his father's legal battles must be an unimaginable ordeal. It's one thing to face financial charges, but it's another thing entirely to be targeted within a correctional facility by high-ranking officers. The public is divided. Some see this as the long arm of justice finally catching up with a powerful man, while others view it as a targeted persecution or a personal vendetta, as Malami himself has called it. He has even gone as far as to call for the EFCC chairman to step aside, citing bias and the fact that the case was inherited from previous administrations. This adds a layer of institutional friction that we haven't seen in quite a while. If you want to make sure you don't miss the next update on this or the outcome of the trial fixed for February 17th, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell. It's important to stay informed because stories like this move incredibly fast. Think about the irony of the situation for a moment. Malami, who served as the chief legal advisor to the government for 8 years, is now raising the alarm about his own safety and constitutional rights. His legal team is working overtime to navigate a landscape that feels increasingly like a minefield. The discovery of weapons at his home, if proven true, changes the entire narrative from a financial crime to a national security issue. This explains why the DSS is so determined to take custody of him. The raid inside Kuje might have been an attempt to find communication devices or documents that could link him to broader networks, though the official reason for the senior officer's intrusion remains shrouded in mystery. The Correctional Service has yet to give a formal statement on why a ACG would personally lead such an operation. This lack of transparency only fuels the fire of public speculation. Was it an attack, or was it a legitimate search that went too far? The reports of a confrontation suggest it wasn't a standard procedure. This is the kind of story that defines an era in Nigerian politics, the fall of a once untouchable figure and the intense, almost desperate efforts to hold them accountable. As we look toward the trial commencement, the tension is only going to mount. Will Malami perfect his bail and face the DSS agents waiting outside, or will the raids and pressure inside Kuje continue until something gives? This story is a testament to how quickly the tables can turn in the corridors of power. It serves as a stark reminder that in the world of Nigerian politics and law, today's hunter can easily become tomorrow's prey. The involvement of family members like his wife and son only heightens the emotional stakes for the audience. We will be right here to monitor every heartbeat of this story as it develops, because the implications for Nigeria's judicial independence and the future of the anti-graft war are massive. Also, let us know in the comments, do you think the treatment of the former AGF is a necessary part of the anti-corruption drive, or has it crossed the line into harassment? Are the security agencies working together, or is there a hidden war between them? Your engagement is what keeps the conversation going and ensures that these stories get the attention they deserve. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to help us reach more people with this vital information. We will continue to follow the paper trail of the 57 properties and the 213 billion naira forfeiture order as well. This is a story that involves the very soul of the Nigerian justice system, and we won't stop until we get the full picture.